Alright, so this is my squadron. Come on with that. Somebody's in there. I gotta go get this bird out of here. Stupid thing's killing my animals. Alright, so borrowed a wyvern, we're gonna go over and pick up a frog. In order to tame the frog, you need a crossbow and trank arrows at first when you're lower level in the game. It's the best way to tame things because it's the cheapest and easiest thing to build when you first get started. And I will show you right over here the best place to grab a Bilzabufo, which is also, I call a frog because that's what it is. But they call it a Bilzabufo on this. I guess that's a giant frog from the prehistoric times, so we're gonna go grab one. Best thing to have over here is a spyglass to find one decent level. In order to find one a decent level, you've got to make sure that you have the spyglass to look around to find it. I ain't gonna look for a decent level because I don't care what level I get. But I'm gonna open up my map and show you the coordinates. If I can get my map to go unblurry. Oh, there we go. Alright, there's the coordinates where you'll find all the Bills of Bufos at. This is the highest. There's 1,000 of them here, so you'll always find at least one Bills of Bufo. Or frog, whichever one you want to call it. So I'm going to leave my map open for about a minute. That way everybody can see where the location is to get the Bills of Bufo on the Ragnarok map. Alright, so now we're just going to pick the Bills of Bufo up with the wyvern, if you've gotten the wyvern already. Just grab one, turn it around right here, and you grab the Bills of Bufo with the wyvern. Boom, got it. I believe a wyvern, an RG, and possibly a pteranodon, but I'm not sure on that, can pick up a Bills of Bufo. You'll have to look that up and see for sure, but so again, this little pin right here, hopefully I don't put my gigas into a rage by not dropping it right, but that little pin's what that's for. And drop the Bills of Bufo in the pin. I'll go in and show you how to make trank arrows and stuff like that real quick, that way you kind of know how to make them. But like I said, you build this pin and you get the wyvern. It makes taming a hell of a lot easier. You can pick up any animal you want to, drop the animal in there. Depending if it's a thylo, you can't drop a thylo in there; it can jump out. So just about any animal on the ArK you can pick up. You can drop in that cage right there. And so crossbow. Earlier in the game, you're going to need a smithy in order to make your crossbows and your arrows and stuff like that. So apparently I can't get off my wyvern for some reason. Anyway, so in here is your smithy. And in your smithy, you have an option under your weapons. To make a crossbow. So in order to make a crossbow, you need fiber, 7 metal ingots, and wood. So we're going to make a crossbow. And we'll take that crossbow with us. In order to make arrows, you need fiber and thatch, I believe. Fiber, flint, and thatch to make stone arrows. So you're going to need flint, fiber, and thatch. And I have a grinder, so I have open access to a lot of thatch. Most people do not, so you just have to go out and collect the thatch, but I just have to, oh, I gotta go get some gas to put in there. You make gas with hide and oil in the smelting pots. You gotta have gas in your grinder in order to make your grinder work. Turn on your grinder and make you plenty of thatch. And this also levels you up really high if you use the grinder. I only need this thatch right here to make my arrows so that I can show you what I'm trying to show you. I'm only going to be on for about an hour tonight. I'm just going to show you the Bufo Tame. My wife got put off work for a week because she has a surgery procedure on Thursday and she's got to stay away from anybody, so I prefer to spend some time with her tonight. But I got requested to get on and show you how to do this, so this is what I'm going to do tonight. Alright, so narcotics can either be made in the mortar and pestle or on the Ekis. And on the Ekis, you sorry guys, I forgot to open the chat. On the Ekis, you make narcotics with, you have to have rotted meat and narco berries. And you can do that either in the mortar and pestle or you can do it on the Ekis if the Ekis has a saddle. Anything the mortar and pestle can do, the Ekis can do as long as it has a saddle on it. So we're just going to take some of these narcotics, that way I can show you. And you're going to take your arrow, and down here it says Ingram Trank Arrow. You'll have to have that Ingram in order to do what you need to do. So in order to get trank arrows, you're going to have the trank arrow Ingram in order to get your trank arrows so that you can tame the Bufo. I'm going to go up here and get some narcotics and try to find some rotted meat real quick so that I can show you the steps, because I don't think I have enough to hey, I have a level up. Sweet. What do I level up? I want to level up my oxygen because I want to be underwater longer. There we go. Level 79. I need to get a higher level, but not at this point. And we have narcotics in our little things here. Our narco berries, not narcotics. Take the narco berries, put it on the horse. And let's see, any rotted meat? No rotted meat. There should be some in here. Nope, no rotted meat in here. Don't think I have any rotted meat. Nope, no rotted meat anywhere. Alright, well, give me just a second to run over and I'll grab some rotted meat grab some meat, and it'll rot really quickly. If you get prime meat, which is what I'm going after right now, it rots really quickly in your inventory. So I'm gonna get some rotted meat from over here and or get some meat and then let it rot so that I can put it in the Ekis so that we can make our narcotics. And anybody that was watching the stream the other night knows that I lost quite a few wyverns during my little wyvern escapade. So anybody that was watching the stream just so you know, the frog does eat meat, and raw prime meat and mutton are the two best things to feed the frog. Prime meat you can get from those things I just killed. Over here consistently, you can run back and forth. That's the way we do it, except for now I have a refrigerator, so I keep most of it in the fridge. Frog, prime meat you can get from those things I just killed. So we'll go back over here and we'll get some rotted meat so we can get a few more narcotics, because it takes probably about, depends on the level of the Bilzabufo on how many narc arrows it takes to knock it out. We'll go back over here and we'll get some rotted meat so we can get narcotics. It takes probably about, depends on the level of the Bilzabufo on how many narc arrows it takes to knock it out. So, don't leave it on your wyvern if you want it to spoil fast, because meat actually stays fresher on the animals than it does on your person. So, if you want the meat to stay fresh for a while, leave it on the animal. If you want it to rot quicker, you put it on you and it'll rot really fast. Now, if you look at the Bilzabufo, it's only a level 13, so I can probably hit it with probably about 15-20 narc arrows to knock it out. You can do this tame in the wild, but it is a lot harder, because when you hit one Bilzabufo, it hits all of the other Bilzabufos coming after you. So it's best to do this tame in confinement than try to do it in the wild. So if you have a flyer that can pick it up, it's best to bring it over here and confine it. So it's best to do this tame in confinement than try to do it in the wild. So if you have a flyer that can pick it up, it's best to bring it over and confine it. So we've confined it. We've got our crossbow. You always want to take your trank arrows and combine them with your crossbow so that you don't accidentally use your other arrows as your crossbow. Because if you use those arrows, it damages them and it'll knock down the tame. You always want to take your trank arrows and combine them with your crossbow so that you don't accidentally use your other arrows as your crossbow. Because if you use those arrows, it damages them and it'll knock down the tame. Alright, so we're waiting on the meat to rot. As soon as the meat rots, there's 6 of them so far. As soon as all that meat rots, I'll throw it on the ekis. Alright, so the meat's rotted. That's the one I put the narco berries on, put the meat on. Didn't give me very much, but it should be enough. Gives me 16 narcotics, which will make me about 10 more arrows, which is about all I need for that level 16 Bilzabufo. You can also make cementing paste in here, but I find it easier to go grab cementing paste from the beavers, the large beaver dens, which I'll show you in one of my episodes sometime this week. You can also make cementing paste in here, but I find it easier to go grab cementing paste from the beavers, the large beaver dens, which I'll show you in one of my episodes sometime this week. Guess I could get my mic out of my face, huh? Sorry about that. Alright, so we got 15 narcotics. Now we can go in and make our trank arrows, the rest of them. Not quite sure how many. It makes 14 trank arrows. I think it's one narcotic and one stone arrow, so. Alright, so now I have plenty of, I've got 28 of them. That should knock this Beelzebufo out. But when I hit it, I'm going to let it hit me once so I can show you what it does when it hits you. Alright, here we go. So it's best to hit these things in the head because it knocks them out faster. Well, I was going to let it just come over and do what it needed to. Oh, it's already passed out. It only took 3 trank arrows. Now, the higher the level, the more trank arrows it takes. It's passed out in the pen now. And I'm just going to feed it regular meat, but it prefers prime meat and it will tame faster with the prime meat. So we've already got the Beelzebufo knocked down. As soon as you get it knocked down, you want to wait till it gets a little hungrier to make sure that it wants to eat, because you want to starve it a little bit, kind of. It doesn't take down your tame by starving it. You also want to try to put some narcotics on it. Well, I don't have any narcotics, so I would have to shoot it back down if I wanted it to go back down. But if you did the narcotics, you would want to put some on it to keep its torpidity up. I'm not going to do the narcotics. I'm just going to show you that all you have to do now is put the meat in its inventory so it can eat when it's ready to eat. But again, wait till it starves a little bit. Go outside and play. I'm not going to do the narcotics. I'm just so it'll starve a little bit. I just put the meat in there to show y'all exactly what to do on it. So the meat's in the Beelzebufo. Again, if you get a larger level, you're gonna have to use a lot more arrows than you've got on this. And this is just a simple foundation, simple walls with a couple of doors to get in and out of it, so it makes it easier for us to tame the animals. But when this one comes back to life, there's no reason for me to have this level 13. So when it wakes up, I'm probably going to kill it. But that's everything you need to know about a Beelzebufo. It's pretty easy tame. Again, you want mutton or prime meat because it works faster. Starve it down a little bit, then feed it some meat, because once you starve it, it'll eat a lot of meat at once and it'll make the tame go faster for you. So that's the Beelzebufo tame. Easy peasy. Now I'm going to spend the rest of my hour going back and collecting us some wyvern eggs, since I was a dummy and lost most of our wyverns the other day on my little expedition. So I'm going to spend the rest of my hour on here just going after some more wyvern eggs, getting us stocked back up on wyvern eggs. I'll just leave the Beelzebufo in there because I really don't need him. I'll show you why I don't need him. That's probably, you're probably like, well, why don't you need him? Well, I've got a bunch of high-level Beelzebufos right here. If I need one, I just tame one. So, don't need them. I'll show you why I don't need them. Or if I need one, I just breed one. I don't tame one. And the Beelzebufo saddle is it's in a higher level of your Ingrams, so you've got to be leveled up pretty good in order to get a Beelzebufo saddle. Or if I need one, I just breed one. And the Beelzebufo saddle it's in a higher level. I'm gonna fly over to the Highlands and see what I can find over in the Highlands, and get myself a few wyvern eggs. That way we can hatch them most likely tomorrow night hatch them and get them to where they're supposed to be, and try to make sure that I can get my wyvern. As you can see, there's only 4 wyverns up there. We had like 15. Between 2 wyvern egg runs, we ended up losing like 8 or 9 of the wyverns. So we've got to get our good wyvern collection back up a little bit. Between 2 wyvern egg runs, we ended up losing like 8 or 9 wyverns. So we got to get our good wyvern collection back up a little bit. If you need to ask any questions or anything about the Beelzebufo tame, I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. The one thing you don't want to do is try to go over there with all of those crocs and everything and jump off of your mount and try to tame a Beelzebufo in that area, because you will die. There's no question that you will not be strong enough, especially if you're a beginner. You will not be strong enough to hold yourself in that area with the Beelzebufo. The crocs, the Beelzebufos, the little, just about every animal over there can kill you and will kill you pretty quickly. Now, they requested a Snell tame also, but I will say on the Snell, if you're going to do the Snell, you want to do it later in the game, because on a Snell, it is really a pain in the butt to keep up, because you have to feed the Snell sweet vegetable cakes. And sweet vegetable cakes take a lot of stuff that you have to grow in your person. And you have to keep a lot of sweet vegetable cakes on hand, because that's all the Snell will eat. And the cementing paste that the Snell gives out, I don't think compensates for the amount of sweet cakes that you would have to fix and feed it. So the Snell is probably not the best tame. I don't personally like it, so you have to feed it a sweet vegetable cake in order to tame it, and then you have to keep it fed sweet vegetable cakes in order to keep it alive. So it is a very complicated animal, one of the most complicated on the ArK, so you probably, it's a novelty to have those things. They do give you cementing paste, but like I said, at some point I'll take you over and show you the beaver dams and how to get cementing paste out of there. Last time we were on, I cleaned out this wyvern cave, so there should be some eggs in there. And I cleaned out a lot of the lower level wyverns, so they do give you cementing paste, but like I said, at some point I'll take you over and show you the beaver dams and how to get cementing paste out of there. Last time we were on, I cleaned out this wyvern cave, so there should be some eggs in there. And I cleaned out a lot of the lower level wyverns. Like I was telling you the other day, I'd prefer to go into the wyvern cave with the lightning wyvern, because wyverns tend to the lightning wyvern tends to kill you quicker than all the rest, and if you take a lightning wyvern, you are not vulnerable to lightning attacks with the lightning wyvern, because wyverns tend to the lightning wyvern tends to kill you quicker than all the rest, and if you take a lightning wyvern, you are not vulnerable to lightning attacks. Alright, so the wyvern cave's right over this hill. I'm almost there, so as soon as I get there, I'm gonna jump in and grab some eggs. It won't take me long to grab these eggs real quick, so be patient with me. Jump in, grab these eggs, take them back, and then I'll show you how to hatch them. Something I didn't get to show you last time because I got frustrated because I kept dying going in and out of the cave. There's two different areas over here. There's a cave and a crack, and they both have wyvern eggs in them. Jump in, grab these eggs, take them back, and then I'll show you how to hatch them. Something I didn't get to show you last time because I got frustrated because I kept dying going in and out of the cave. There's two different areas over here. There's a cave and a crack, and they both have wyvern eggs in them. Hello, Faith. How's your day? Hello, Faith. How's your day? Alright, now that we got everything back up to where it needs to go, we'll head into the wyvern cave. Hopefully there's not a whole lot of wyverns in there and be able to get it out pretty quickly. Well, this is odd. One wyvern. Ah, there's another one over there. Alright, so we're in the wyvern cave. And first thing I come across is another poison egg. I hate these things. Poisons are okay if you're using them for mules, but any other... Ah, Dev, fix that. And a level 13 poison egg. Not even worth taking. Anyway. Every wyvern in here will start chasing you, which is good, because... What in the world? What in the heck? Why? Well, somehow it almost killed my wyvern in one single swoop. But anyway, I'm gonna take all these wyverns up here like I did the other night, have them chase me, and they can rest up here while I do my thing. Still cannot believe that I almost died in one little swoop into the cave. Well, somehow it almost killed my wyvern in one single swoop. But alright, I'm gonna take all these wyverns up here like I did. Now the wyverns should be aggroed off of me. Oh crap. Ran out of stamina in the dead ice. And almost killed my animal in the dead ice. I am just not having very good luck with the wyverns here lately. My luck, I'm fixing to see a wyvern pop up on me. Why are you not getting your stamina back? Really with this game? I am just not having very good luck with the wyverns here lately. Why are you not getting your stamina back? Alright, well, we got enough stamina to get out of the wyvern, or get out of the dead ice. I don't know what's going on there.